So, I have received some uh, answers, like some of you are saying that first is the correct answer. Some of you are saying the case 3 is the correct answer. And okay, so what happens in this case is what you need to understand. This is a very basic question. Okay, what happens in here is that there are three cases and three of them are achieving the same height, right? And three of them are moving against the gravity with the same height difference. Both three of them are taking different path. This is having the shortest path, right? First one is taking the shortest path, where let us say that the distance covered is d1. Okay, the second one is taking a long path. The distance covered is what, d2, let us say. And in third one, it is a bit of complex structure. Let us say the distance covered is d3. Here, okay, I would like everybody of you to please keep your microphone in mute. Okay, so here what happens is d3 is greater than d2 and it's greater than d1, right? All the distances are different. D3 is the highest, d1 is the lowest. But here what happens, this motion that we are considering, that the displacement that is taking place against gravity, and we all know, you should all be knowing that gravity is actually a conservative field, right? You must have studied that while while learning this, that gravity is a conservative field. Here there is no dissipative forces, no friction or anything that has been mentioned. So the work done actually here for all the three cases is same. There won't be any difference because all of them has been displaced by the same distance of the same displacement of h, right? So let us let us understand how work done is given as force into the displacement, right? And this into this, the multiplication is actually a dot product. So what comes out to be is force into d into cos of theta, right? Whatever is the angle between these two vectors. So in first case, force is in the upward direction, right? So is the displacement, same direction. There is no cos theta difference. So what happens is both of them, so we can directly say that here the work done equals to what is the force, mg into d. Why are we taking mg? Because whatever the force we need to apply to lift this block to this point is actually the force mg, because the force mg is actually acting downward. So if we need to lift this thing, we need to have a force which is equals to mg, right? And will the work done be mgd? No, work done will be minus of mgd. Why is that?
Acting against the
Against
gravity.
Yeah,
gravity.
true. So this will
The
be
opposite direction of gravity.
true, correct. Because minus mgd. And why this comes out to minus mgd? Because the angle here is what, 180 degree, right? The separating angle is 180 degree. So what becomes is w equals to f into d cos theta. That becomes f equals to mg. Okay, d is what, h here. Cos theta is cos of 180 degrees, which comes out to be equals to minus of
One.
mgh. That is how this happens. Whereas in this case, force is acting in this direction and the displacement that takes place is in this direction. All right, this is the h direction and this is the f direction. So what force do we need to lift this thing? If we are acting, if we are giving a force f here, let us say w equals to f into d. In this case, it should be equals to f into d cos theta. So now here, let us say the force acting on it is mg in this direction, and we are lifting this block from this position to this in opposite. We are lifting this into this place, so we have to apply a force mg in opposite direction, right? In the, as in the first case. So the force applied is mg, but what is the h here? The displacement that takes place.
Sin theta.
Yeah, no, displacement, if this is, let us say, some theta display, this is there, but the displacement that takes place is mg and then d2, right? D2, d2, this will become what, this is d2 and let us say this angle is theta as we mentioned here, then we need this displacement we need, right? This we need. So that becomes cos of sine of, right? True. So that becomes sine. So d2 of d2 sine theta, right? Into what? Now we need okay. So this is the equation. Wait a minute, just a minute. So here comes mg cos theta. Force into displacement into cos theta. The force is in downward direction. Mg. Okay. So here again the same thing happens. That is, we get now the mg is in downward direction, right? d2 sine theta is actually h, right? Which is in upward direction. Then there is one cos theta term as from here. We wrote the f as mg. We wrote d as d2 sine theta. Then we have cos theta here. So finally this becomes again mg, okay? Then d2 sine theta is actually again h, the same height. Then cos theta again h, d2 sine theta is in upward direction, mg is in downward direction. So theta becomes what? 180.
180.
So again that cos of 180 value is a -1 value. That again becomes minus mgh. Same thing applies in this case also. It will be a long process, but you can understand what happens here. So the conclusion is, what you need to understand is, in every case like this, whenever there's no dissipative forces, all right, no dissipative forces like friction or any other forces that they're mentioning in the question, in all that cases, whenever you move a body from one position to another position, and if the difference in height is same, then the work done for that material will be same for that process. Case 1, case 2 and case 3, all of them will have the same work done. All right.
Sir, if we take friction and all into consideration, then what will be the work done, sir?
So if you are considering friction, then the distance in this all these cases will come into matter for us, because if you are reducing the distance, then the amount of friction acting on the block will decrease, right? If you are considering that a body is moving, like this body is moving from here to here, and the distance that we are covering is d1. In this case it's d2. So the amount of, or the duration of friction that acts increases in the case 1, because of which, no, in case 1 the amount of duration of friction acting decreases, is less than compared to the second case. Therefore the work done in case 1, WW1 will be mg, let us say mg into h, the normal work done if there was no friction. Then we will have what? A minus, right? Sorry, a plus will be there. Like for example, the work done in this case is minus mgh, right? Negative mgh. And because force is acting downward of the gravity, and then there is a motion in upward direction, so minus mgh as we have seen here. Then what we have is a frictional force, which will be again negative, right? So in first case the frictional force is, let us say, F1. So this is the case if there is friction in case 1. In case 2, what happens is W2 equals to minus mgh, the same if there was no friction. Then again there will be one frictional force, F2, right? Similarly in W3 minus mgh, normal one, if there was no friction, then and F3. Now what happens is, if the distance you are covering is more, then then you have to deal with friction for a more distance, right? So a more amount of work will be needed to pump into the system to overcome friction. So in that case, the frictional force, the work done against the friction, will be high in F3 compared to F2 compared to F1. So what happens is that to move the body in case 3, you will be requiring more work, because more friction is there in F3. And no, in case 3, because you are encountering a more friction because of the larger distance that you are covering. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir, then work done will be negative now, sir.
Yeah, work done will be negative, because
Okay.
yeah, because you are here the question is that work done against gravity, right? So if you are considering work done by the gravity, then it will be negative. But you are considering work done by the person who is pulling the block or who is supposed to move the block, then it becomes positive. It's a relative, right? Both the work done will be magnitude wise same. Work done by gravity will be also mgh, work done by the person who is pushing the block will be also mgh. But in case of gravity, it will be negative because gravity is acting downwards and the body is moving upwards. That becomes mgh minus mgh. Whereas in case of the person, if we are considering from related to the person that he is pushing, in that case it will be mgh positive because the body is moving in the direction of the force applied by the person. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So that was a simple question, but the concept was very important. Now, let us see one another question, which I hope you will be able to answer. It's a very simple question. I want you to write this question down. I will be dictating it. I will go slow. So write it down. So a bead, okay, BEAD, a bead starts sliding from a point P on a frictionless wire with initial velocity of 5 meter per second. I'll repeat again. A bead starts sliding from a point P on a frictionless wire with initial velocity of 5 meter per second. Now the question is, find the velocity of bead at point R. Okay, so this is the diagram that comes with the question. This is point P, this is point R. So find out the answer to the question. You can take G as 10 meter per second. Okay.
Sir, you'll get root of 634.5. Sir, you'll get root of 634.5.
Comment in the chat box. Okay. Comment in the chat box. So let me give you some options because the answer are somebody has some of the people are giving answers in some point values. So the options are, write it down. Option 1, 7 meter per second. Option 2, 5 root 2 meter per second. Option 3, 6 root 2 meter per second. And option 4, 6 meter per second. I'm repeating once again, 7 meter per second, 5 root 2 meter per second, 6 root 2 meter per second, and 6 meter per second. Whoever gets the answer, post it in the chat box. Okay, let me know.
Yes, sir.
So I have got answers from only 1 or 2%. Do it fast. Or if you are not understand the question, please let me know. So I have got only 2 or 3 answers up till now. Yes, Mukund Bain has also given a correct answer. Okay, so now let's start solving the question. So in this case, it is said in the question, the points which need to be highlighted is that it says that on a frictionless surface, right? That's a very important term. It's a frictionless surface. That's a very important term. Now, if they are saying that it's a frictionless surface, so there is no dissipating force, okay, being acting on this system. So we can use it in this fashion that at this point, at point P, let us say there is some potential energy, right? And there is some kinetic energy. So the summation of energy, these two energies is called the total mechanical energy, let us say E total. Okay. So if there is no dissipative force acting on the system, then this E total will have to remain constant, whatever may happen. Okay. Wherever the body may reach, whatever may happen to it, this E total has to remain constant. So in that case, let us say this is for point P. In point R now, again, there will be some potential energy. There will be some kinetic energy. Summation of these should again be equals to the ET, right? The total. So what is the E total? Because well, that we don't know, right? But in the question they say that it has an initial velocity of 5 meter per second. That means it has an initial kinetic energy that is given to us. Kinetic energy, let us say at P. Point P is half mv square. Here, what is the mass? They have not given. All right. So half into m into v square, it becomes 5 square. Let the mass stay there. If it's not given, we don't need to substitute anything. Now, in potential energy case, let us say PE is the potential energy, PEP, potential energy at point P. It is said at a height of 4 meter. That means mgh. I told you to take a g as 10. So m into 10 into h is 4. Okay. So we get what? 40 m. Now, at point R, we don't know the kinetic energy, right? That is what they are asking. Find the velocity of the bead at point R. So let us say that it is kinetic energy at point R is half m v square. We don't know v, we don't know m for any of this. Okay. Now, potential energy at point R. We know potential energy because height is given. So m g h. Let us say m is what? Not known. G is 10. H is 1.65. All right. So wait a minute. All right. So let me go to the next page. Now we know that P, potential energy of P plus kinetic energy of P equals to the potential energy of what? R plus the kinetic energy of R, because these both of them are equals to E total. So now here we could say potential energy of P is what in the previous case? Potential energy of P is 40 m, right? So it is 40 m. Kinetic energy of P is how much it is? It is 525 by 2 m. Okay. 25 by 2 m. And then we have potential energy at R, right? How much it was? It was 5 into this, the 16.5 m. 16.5 m plus half m some v square. So now what we can say is that,
Sir, m you can take common.
yes,
sir.
m gets cancelled. So was there any necessity for m to be given in the question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes. So now this is 40 plus 25 by 2, right? Because the question, because the options are in fraction, not in fraction form. So we have to convert everything into non-fraction form, right? So how can we write 165 in non-fraction form? I mean, not in point decimal form. How can we write?
165 by 10.
Yeah, right. 165 by 10. Good. So this becomes now, this becomes v square by 2 plus v square by 2. So this becomes what? 5 3 is 15, and again 5 3 15. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
40 plus 25 by 2 minus 33 by 2. This gives v square by 2. So if we multiply the whole equation by 2, we get 80 plus 25 minus 33 equal to v
V
square.
square will be 72.
V square will be how much? 72.
Yes, sir.
72. So that means what? It is 72 and
6 root 2.
9 into 8, right? So that becomes, yeah, so that becomes 6 root 2, correct. That is the answer. I have got correct answer from only 2 of you guys. Rest of the guys, I didn't get any answer. Many of you have not even given me any answer. So what was the problem? Let me know. What is it? Didn't you understand the question, or were you not able to solve the question? Tell me, guys. I'm asking you guys. What was the problem? Nobody has anything to say. Because if I won't understand what is the problem, then how will I be able to teach you? I need to understand that, right? Did you know that this potential energy plus kinetic energy equals to total energy? Did you know that concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you knew that concept. And did you know that if there is no dissipative force, then you can say that potential energy, kinetic energy, that is the total energy, will remain same at every point. You knew that also?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Other guys, did you know that?
No, sir.
So that was a new concept for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
At different points, you need to remember that at different points, wherever it may be, like here in this diagram, wherever it may be, let it be P, let it be some Q, R is there, then let it be some S, let it be some T, whatever the point may be, on all the places, if this condition is mentioned, okay, that is very important. No friction is mentioned or no dissipative force, like there is no heat produced, no friction, no sound is being produced. In all that cases, the total energy at all these points will remain same. It will get converted into potential or kinetic, whatever that may happen, but the total energy will always remain the same. So that is an important thing that you need to understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good. I hope you have understood. Now I'm giving another question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I want you guys to note this down. It is a 2 to 3 line question. Note it down. A body of mass m was slowly pulled up. A body of mass m was slowly pulled up the hill by a force F, which at each point was directed along the tangent of the trajectory. I'm repeating it once again. A body of mass m was slowly pulled up the hill by a force F, which at each point was directed along the tangent of the trajectory. All surfaces are smooth. Find the work performed by this force. Okay, so last 2 lines are all the surfaces are smooth. Find the work performed by this force. There is also a diagram. I'll be drawing the diagram.
Repeat the question from the first, sir.
Okay, write it down once again. A body of mass m was slowly pulled up the hill by a force F, which at each point was directed along the tangent of the trajectory. All surfaces are smooth. Find the work performed by the force.
The trajectory and all we don't
You don't need to understand what
have syllabus, sir.
trajectory just means that is the path. Okay. Here in this case, you don't need to understand in the how this trajectory is, what the trajectory is, what's the name of the trajectory. You don't need to understand that. So this is the diagram. This is the distances, the measurements. Then we have a mass M, which is being given a force F. All right.
Sir, can you tell what should we find?
So what it says that find the work performed by this force. This force means force F.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, options.
Options you want. Okay. Let me give you options. Option 1, mgl. Option 2, minus mgl. Option 3, mgh. And option 4, let us say minus mgh. And option 5 is 0. I can see that some of you are having the answer. Some of you are having some confusion. Let us see. I'll be giving you 1 more minute, okay? Solve it. So let us discuss this question. So as I can see from your responses, Many of you are not responding actually, so I am not able to understand if you are able to get what I'm saying or not. Please try to respond. Otherwise, I won't be able to understand how many of you are getting the answer or how many of you are getting even what I'm trying to say. So from whatever the chats I have got, there is no confusion in you guys about this. Okay, nobody is saying this as the answer. All right. And up till now, I have not even heard an answer which says this. Okay. So everybody is having confusion in between these two. Now, here we need to understand that the question says a body of mass m was slowly pulled up the hill by a force F, which at each point was directed along the tangent of the trajectory. First of all, in this point itself, somebody had doubt. Okay, some of you may be having doubt that tangent of the trajectory. What does it specify? It specifies that if the body is on a trajectory like this, then the body will be having force acting on the body will be always tangent to its trajectory at that point, right? At this point, tangent is this.
Yes.
And if now the body is at this position, then the force won't be in this direction, but it will be again in a tangent direction, right? So that is the meaning. So it is tangential of the trajectory, around the trajectory. Okay. Now the next is very important line. All surfaces are smooth. Okay. That is very important. All surfaces are smooth. Then they ask, find the work performed by this force. Okay. So
Sir, we have to use work energy theorem.
yeah, work energy theorem. Yeah, that is what we are applying up till now, right? So
Yes, sir.
it is like in this case, it is first line itself is very important. A body of mass m was slowly pulled up. Slowly means it almost has no velocity, right? That is the meaning. You have to decode the question. Slowly means kinetic energy equals to 0. It is like all started from here.
No
at
change in
velocity.
kinetic energy.
Yeah, and it is going from here to this position also at 0 velocity almost. Like it is just like moving like in a very slow motion. All right. So in that case, they're asking what is the work done. So work done in this case is the body is being moved from this point to this point. So there are two types of displacement, right? One is this displacement in this direction, and there is another displacement in this direction, right? So won't there be a work done because of the displacement in L direction? Why nobody told that one? I need an answer.
Sir, because force is mgh now, sir. It's acting against gravity.
Okay, so
So it depends on height, not length, the distance traveled.
okay, that is all right, but that is not a correct answer. Anybody else? Come on, guys. Nobody is interested in sharing their ideas. There were people who got the correct answers, right? There are at least 4 to 5 people. At least they should speak up, right? They should be confident.
Yes, sir.
Tell me why didn't you consider MGL?
Sir, L does not come into consideration.
Yes, sir. We can't consider L itself because we
Sir,
don't
because
take the
it's
whole
moving
length.
up the hill now, sir.
One by
It's not
one, one by
pulled
one,
up.
one by one.
It's on a smooth hill.
Yeah, come on, speak up. One by
Sir, we can't take L because we are taking the height, no, sir.
Why you are
Because
taking height? Because it is also moving in the lateral direction, right? It is moving in L direction also, not only in the heights direction.
sir, but and at the end it is going up, no, sir.
No, it is going
It will
also
be on,
right side.
but it will be above, no, sir.
It will be above. It
Gravity
will be
will
also
act.
right side.
Sir, it acts perpendicularly now, sir. So height.
Yeah,
Sir,
very
gravity
good.
will be same. Means like if we take L, gravity should be same, sir.
It is not that gravity is the same. The answer that
Perpendicular.
yeah, it is perpendicular. So who is that who said that perpendicular?
Sir, Nikhil.
Nikhil. Okay, good, very good. So it is perpendicular because work done, we have the formula as force into displacement. This is dot product where force into displacement into cos theta. So what happens if the theta value is 90? What is
0.
90? Yeah. So then there is no work done. Then
Yes,
why
sir.
do we need to consider that? There is no need to consider that. That's why we are neglecting. It's not because it has moved up only or this way only, okay? Because there is a lateral movement actually, but the force and the displacement both are in 90-degree. So there will be no work done in that case. So we will be not considering these two values. These are eliminated right away. Then will it be zero? It can't be zero, right? Because there is a force acting downward direction. So if
There
we
is
have to move
displacement also.
upward,
And
there
there's
should be
friction.
some force. There should be some work done. So zero is not possible. Now there is MGH and minus MGH. Okay. So both are right, but then happened, these two have to be considered very carefully. The question you have to consider, what does the last line of the question say? The question says that find the work performed by this force. Which force? The force F, right? If they are saying consider the work done
Yes, sir.
by
Yes,
the
sir.
force F, in that case, you have to take this MGH positive value.
Yes, sir. If they are saying work done by the gravity, then minus mgh.
Yes, true. If it was work done by the gravity, then it will be minus mgh because gravity is acting in downward direction, the body is moving in upward direction. Then it is a
Mhm.
negative work done. But in this case, force is also acting upward. Yes, it is acting in this direction, but a component of it is in upward direction, right? So it is like the force is acting in upward direction and the displacement is also in upward direction. In that case, it will be positive. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope most of you must have understood. If you are not understood, please ask me. These all questions.
Understood, sir.
Okay.
Understood, sir.
Good. 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 Very good. So now let us take one more question. It is actually a simple question, but kind of a tricky one. All right. So let us see how many of you can do this one. Okay. So write down the question. Question is a velocity time graph. A velocity time graph of a particle of mass 2 kg moving in a straight line is as shown in figure. I will repeat. Velocity time graph of a particle of mass of mass 2 kg moving in a straight line is as shown in figure. Work done by all the forces on the particle is. That is the question. Work done by all the forces on the particle is. So the
Net force, sir.
net force.
Means you're telling like net force, sir. Addition
Yeah.
of summation of all the forces.
Yeah. True. That is the meaning of the last line. So the figure that is given is this one. This represents velocity, meter per second. This is time in seconds. And this value is 20. This value is 2. And here its origin 0. And the options are 400 meter per second. No, 400 joule. Please switch off your mic, all right? 400 joule. Then there is minus 400 joule. Third option is minus 200 joule. And fourth one is 200 joule. So options are 400, minus 400, minus 200 and 200. So I think you will be needing some 4 to 5 minutes. Okay. So take your time, try to solve it. It's very simple question, just basic concepts. Maybe concepts from your 8th and 9th standard also. That simple it is.
Sir. Sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I sent the answer, sir.
Yeah, I am seeing that. Uh, so yeah, I want you all guys to consider the sign convention also. Okay, take care of that, and I will reply to your answers.
Sir, even I have posted.
Even me, sir.
Yeah, yeah, carry on, carry on. I am seeing the answers. Don't worry, I can see that. I'll
Okay.
discuss about that later. Okay, when we are discussing it with the class, I'll be discussing that. At that time, you can understand who all are given the right answer. I can see the answers. I may not be able to reply to everybody because many answers are coming. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, you this
Yeah. So have you all completed? Because
sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, you discuss.
yeah, because I have given too much time for this question because
Yes, sir.
I knew that so many of you won't be able to crack the simplest way to do it. Most of you will be going like in a long route. You can solve in that way also, but it will take a lot of time. So let us come to this that here the question says that velocity time graph of a particle of mass 2 kg moving in a straight line is as shown in the figure. Work done by all the forces on the particle is how much? So in these questions, what you need to understand is that here the work done is the change in kinetic energy because there is no mention of the change in potential energy. Nothing has been said, right? And we all know that, and there is no dissipative force also mentioned. And it is said that the body is moving in a straight line, right? In all these cases, we know that work done is change in kinetic energy. If there is a change in kinetic energy of the particle, then that means a work is being done. Okay. So here, what we have here is that the work done can be given as final kinetic energy, final minus initial kinetic energy.
Minus initial kinetic energy.
So final is what? Half m. What is the final velocity? 0.
0.
Initial is half m 20.
20 whole square.
20 square.
Yes. So this term entirely becomes 0. What remains is minus of
0.
half into 2 into 20 whole square. That becomes minus of 400 joule. It was a very simple question. Only 2 steps you could have done like this. Many of you would have gone, maybe would have gone to calculate the acceleration as v final minus v initial by the time taken. That would give you what? Final velocity is 0, initial velocity 20, time taken is 2. So we'll get 10 meter per second square. In that way you could go. Then from there we could
Minus 10, no, sir.
yeah.
Get minus 10.
Minus 10.
Yeah, true. Sorry. Minus sign. Then force will come out to be MA. In this case, it will be 2 into this minus of 20 Newton, right? So that will be the force. Then based on that, because it's a constant acceleration motion, you could find out from the time.
F into S.
Yeah,
We can apply F into S.
F into S. Yeah, that is for work done can be given as force into displacement. And for that, you can first of all find out displacement using the constant acceleration. That is initial velocity, you know the time. So you could use this D equals to or S equals to UT plus half AT square. This formula you can use.
Sir, you can use force equals mv by t also, no, sir.
Which one?
Force will be equal to mv by t.
MV by T. Force equals to, yeah, you can use that also, correct. Change in momentum, you could use that also, correct.
Yes.
So these are some methods that you could use in these questions, but the simple one, you can see that within 2 steps we have got the answer. That is you by knowing the fact that work done is actually change in kinetic energy. So if a body is having an initial kinetic energy and by doing some work, the kinetic energy has changed, then that means a work is done and that is equals to the change in kinetic energy. That simple it is. All right. So that is the funda of this question. You need to understand that this kind of questions may come in some of the competitive exams, but these questions are very important to understand the concept first of all. These type of little small concepts are being used in these types of questions. Now let us maybe solve 1 or 2 questions of I will be giving you some 2 to 3 minutes only. Okay, these questions will be simple. Let me see. So have you guys studied this parabola and this ellipse?
Sir, in 8th standard we have studied.
Yes, sir.
You have studied the equations, right?
Sir, equation for parabola and hyperbola we don't know, sir. We
Yes,
know
sir.
what is
You
parabola.
have not studied.
No,
No,
sir.
sir. Only graph, you know, sir. Parabola.
Oh, okay. So let it be. Okay.
Sir, you give numerical on centrifugal and centripetal.
Wait. All right. Okay, you can write this question. A cricket player catches a ball of mass m that is moving towards him with speed v. A cricket player catches a ball of mass m that is moving towards him with speed v, small v. While bringing the ball to rest, his hand moves back. While bringing the ball to rest, his hand moves back a distance d, small d. Assuming constant retardation, the horizontal force exerted on the ball by his hand is. Once again, I'll be repeating. A cricket player catches a ball of mass m that is moving towards him with speed small v. While bringing the ball to rest, his hand moves back a distance small d. Assuming constant retardation, the horizontal force exerted on the ball by his hand is. Options are so try to do this question in 2 minutes. Okay, I'll be taking the time 2 minutes only. That's it. Yeah, so I can see that many of you have got the answers. Some of you may be still doing it. So let me show you. It's very simple. We need to do one more question, right? And this question does not require more than 2 minutes. It's very simple. Yeah, I can see your answer, right? It's correct. Okay, so now, okay, so here it says that a ball is moving with a velocity of v towards a keeper. Okay, there is a keeper catching the ball. this point. Okay, so now this ball is moving with this velocity to the keeper, and it is said that the keeper uh, moves its hand after catching the ball, moves his hand backwards to some distance of d, let us say. Okay, and the mass of the ball is given as m. So we could say this very easily, that the initial energy of the ball is half m v square. That is the kinetic energy that it possesses. This kinetic energy has to be converted to what? Zero. It has to be changed by who? By the person who is catching, the wicket keeper or the keeper. He has to reduce it to zero. So he has to do some work, right? So what happens is, you can use the formula work equals
Delta
to
K.
delta Ke, change in the kinetic energy. Same formula.
Sir, but there'll be minus W, no, sir?
Uh, that depends. If the work is done by the, we are considering work done by the person, then it is right. Otherwise, it will change it.
Minus W, sir.
Yeah.
Minus W will get minus mv square by 2d.
That depends, right? Here, what is the question mentioned? Here it says this: the horizontal force exerted on the ball by his hand. Yeah, let us see. So it says that F into D, right? So here, right, what you're saying is the force acting on the body on the ball by the wicket keeper is in this direction. Okay, so we could say it is minus. Correct. What you said is correct. Force into displacement is equal to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy, final is half m,
Half
but
mv
final
square.
is zero. Half m v
Yes,
square
sir. Zero.
minus half m, the initial velocity.
Initial.
So what we get is minus of Fd, that is equals to minus of
Minus mv square by 2d.
v square. Therefore, what we get is, we need the force that becomes m v square by 2d, right? So
Yes,
I
sir.
hope you
Yes,
guys
sir.
understood why the minus is not coming.
Yes,
You
sir.
always need to write the equation like this, otherwise you will confuse it. And in this question, at least they have not provided the minus sign in an option. If they had provided, you must have made the mistake. Okay, so you need to be careful.
Yes, sir.
Go step by step. This is the step. Work done is change in kinetic energy. What is the work done that you need to understand? It is said the work done by the person. Yes, so that is correct. Here minus will come, minus of Fd. But the change in kinetic energy is final minus initial. So there is also a minus in this case here. So finally the answer of force is positive. All right. So that is this question. Then I wanted to do one more small question. That is, write down the question. It's completely theoretical. So the question says, work done by centripetal force. Okay. And then the option is one, increases by decreasing the radius of the circle. Second is decreases by increasing the radius of the circle. And the third is increases by increasing the mass of the body. You could see it on the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the fourth one is always zero. All right. So these are the four options. Please answer it in the chat box. I don't want anybody to speak in the public. Okay. So the question is, work done by centripetal force is what and which one of these? The arrows up shows increase, arrows downward shows decrease. First one says increases with the with decrease in radius. Second one says decreases with increase in radius. Third one says increases with increase in mass of the body. And the fourth one says always zero. I'm giving again 2 minutes.
Sir, is it moving with a constant speed, sir?
If there is nothing mentioned, then I guess you could take that, right?
Okay, sir.
So let us understand this. That is enough time for a theoretical question. So here, what it says is that work done by a centripetal force. Okay, so you need to understand that in a circular motion, centripetal force comes into play in circular motion, right? So in a circular motion, if this is circle, then the centripetal force, okay, always acts in this direction, right? In the radial direction. Okay, so and if the body moves, the displacement of the body is in this direction. Okay, and if the body is at this position, then the displacement is in this direction. If the body is in this position, the displacement is in this direction. So what is the angle between the centripetal force and the displacement?
90 degree.
90
Yes,
degree.
it is
Perpendicular.
always 90. It is always 90. So then what will be the work done?
0.
Yes,
0.
F into D cos theta. Theta is 90. F D cos of 90. That becomes
0.
0.
0.
So now before doing this question, there was a question asked by, I guess, Nikhil, right? So he said that what if is the motion constant velocity or not, right? It doesn't
Yes,
matter whether it is in constant velocity or not. I didn't answer that because if I said that, you would have always said, if you had said always 0. The point is whether it be in constant velocity or not, that doesn't matter because the force, the centripetal force is always perpendicular to the displacement. If it was the non-constant, I mean the velocity was not constant, then in that case there would be a tangential force. There will be tangential acceleration, right? A tangential acceleration was there, and there will be a tangential force because of which the velocity was changing in a non-uniform circular motion. There will be a tangential acceleration, which will be causing the change in velocity. Then the work done by that tangential force will be there. That won't be 0. But in that condition also, the work done by the centripetal force, it will be always 0. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood,
Those,
sir.
yes, yes. So those were some basic concept. These are basic concept questions, right? All these things you have learned in your textbook, nothing new. All are same.
Yes, sir.
So I guess today's class was constructive for you. You must have learned some new concepts, how to use that.
Yes,
So
sir.
planning on is that I will be providing you with some assignments on some questions like this. Okay, in work
Okay.
energy theorem only.
Okay.
Okay, and the questions will be like simple and whatever we discussed in the class, similar fashion. Maybe some 1 or 2 extra concept, maybe about the momentum and all this. What?
Sir,
Okay.
your voice is echoing.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay. So that is what I'm thinking. I will be providing you with the assignment in the WhatsApp group, maybe today or tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And the submission date will be also mentioned.
Yes.
Sir, your good
Okay.
name?
So my name is Ranjit.
Okay.
Where are you from, sir?
Yeah.
Sir,
From where?
what
Which
have you
state, sir?
studied, sir?
Yeah. Okay. So I have done my MTech from IIT Kharagpur. Okay. That and my I have done my engineering in BTech. BTech in this mechanical engineering. And my MTech was in cryogenics. You must have heard cryogenics, right?
No, sir.
Yes,
Some
sir.
of you must have heard cryogenics. You could
About
you could
cooling.
get that with the ISRO's cryogenic engine, if you remember.
Sir, you are from which state, sir?
I am from Kerala basically, but I know Hindi also because I was brought up in this Gujarat state. So you could talk to me in Gujarati, you could talk to me in Hindi, English, Malayalam. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You know
All
Kannada?
right. Yeah, I don't know Kannada. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sir, what's your name, sir?
Sir,
Can you
yeah.
repeat once?
Yeah.
Sir, your name?
Name I have written on the board. Ranjit. Ranjit Rajiv. Full name is Rajiv. Ranjit Rajiv.
Okay, sir.
Can you show
Okay,
your
sir.
face, sir?
All right. So I will be sending you the assignments on the WhatsApp group.
On your
Have a look.
video, sir.
Yes, sir.
Post the YouTube link of this video, sir.
Okay. I will do that also. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Fine.
Sir, on your video, sir.
Yeah, you can leave. I want you, all of you, to leave. Okay. That's afterwards only I will be leaving.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
sir. Bye, sir.
Hello, Amog and Neha. I can see you both. Are there any questions that you need to ask?